I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right.
If you're looking for a great place to buy your toys, Kokiss has a great range of figures, including your favorite ones from high-end toys like Godzilla, King Ghidorah, the female Muto. Get 6% off in all your purchases with my discount code. Use RubyKokiss to get all your favorite figures much cheaper than anywhere else with fast shipping. Link in the description down below. This also means you don't have to wait for those long releases from the US. You can get everything much faster and exactly the same time that Haya Toys releases their figures from their end. So what are you waiting for? Use the link in the description, apply the code to get everything much cheaper. It's highly recommended. Thank you for watching the video. So recently there's a lot of confusion going on within the Monster Arts community, and a lot of people are freaking out because of what this page said. So they share a post from a different collector on Twitter or X. Okay, so we're going to read exactly what this person said on Twitter. So it says, a Japanese collector made a remark on his personal X Twitter. S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla Evolved, displayed at San Diego Comic-Con, seems to be a revamp of the body of Godzilla 2019 rather than resculpting the body like in the promo images or displayed at G-Fest. In other words, this person thinks that Monster Arts is being lazy again, and they lied to everybody's face. He thinks that it's not a new sculpture, it's not a new mold, but rather it's a retooling of the existing Godzilla 2019 using older parts infused with brand new parts. Now, to give you my personal thoughts, I don't believe that. Now, keep in mind the images he's using for that reference is the promo images for Godzilla 2019 and the one displayed at San Diego Comic-Con. From the front view, it obviously does look like it's nothing new, and we're looking at the neck. Because of that front view, it appears like indeed it's using the same model or the same design, but that's not true. I had to verify this myself. I went and got my Godzilla 2019, and I did other comparisons. Now, I didn't believe this because the neck system is different from 2019, and I just confirmed that. Look, so if you look at your Godzilla 2019, on the neck there's actually two pieces. The others are considered different. They're part of the lower section. Now, if you try to move the neck system on your 2019, only the top section really moves. The other ones are just there to cover up the gaps. If you look at Godzilla Evolve, it's using almost an identical neck system to Haya Toys. It's more thicker, the lines are different. It only looks similar from the front angle because they're shaped like a triangle going downwards. But when you compare them from the side view, you can tell it's a whole different design. So just because a collector spotted a few similar things, it doesn't mean this is the same exact model of Godzilla 2019 used for Godzilla Evolve. Now, he's also comparing the shoulders. Look at the shoulders, they have different cuts. Indeed, Godzilla Evolve even has more articulation than Godzilla 2019, even for the chest. Just because the chest looks similar with similar cuts doesn't mean it's the same Godzilla 2019. A lot of people forget that Godzilla 2021 or 2024 is an evolution. That's why it's called Godzilla Evolve. It's supposed to remain almost identical to the original 2019 or 2021 version. It's only getting upgraded because of Shimu. And same for the sculpture. I mean, there is differences. Like, I just feel like at this point, there's so much hate going on for Monster Arts, and it's understandable. That doesn't mean you should go out there and create false statements. I mean, yes, it's his personal take, but for me personally, I don't know who this person is. I don't think he's a reliable source. With all due to respect, if it came from somebody who's very known within this community, very respected, and he said, you know what, I've seen both figures in person, and I can definitely confirm this is indeed using the whole parts from Godzilla 2019. It's not a totally brand new sculpture, then yes, it's more believable. But this is, to be quite frank, a stranger just making false statements, and I don't think it's fair because already a lot of people are freaking out. I went to other groups and other pages which are covering this news, and a lot of people are so sad, they're frustrated, they're saying that they probably did this because Monster Arts is being cheap, that they're using this model for the 9th time or 10th time. They feel betrayed. And that's not true. I mean, it doesn't take an expert to analyze the photos and do a few comparisons to realize they're not the same freaking figure. I mean, it took me a few minutes to take out my Godzilla 2019, do a few image comparisons with Godzilla Evolve, and realize that the articulation system is different. The sculpture is different. The details are different. Yes, they're supposed to be similar in some areas because remember, it's still the legendary Godzilla. I just find it so ridiculous when people do stuff like this because if we're gonna talk about supposedly reusing the old model, I mean, Haya Toys technically is doing the same thing. If you look at the neck, it looks extremely similar to the upgraded version. A few parts like the legs, the tail, a few segments, it's obviously going to look similar because again, only a few changes occur because of Godzilla evolving. I mean, it doesn't take an expert to fully understand that yes, they're brand new figures, but at the same time, they're upgrading what they already had previously. I mean, yes, I understand that right now a lot of people are so mad with Monster Arts, but you have to be an honest person, and especially for those big pages, you hold a big responsibility. The moment you share something like this, you're helping that individual spread more false news, and you should know better, just for anybody in general. I think this person who shared this within that group should have said something like, I believe it's not true. They should have done their research. You know what's crazy? In this generation, a lot of people can create false statements. And the craziest part is that a lot of people fall for this. They really believe anything they see on the internet before confirming and analyzing the situation or what's happening with that situation. And it's extremely disappointing to see a lot of people just believe anything they see right away without actually looking at the facts between both figures. And this is coming from somebody like me that doesn't support Monster Arts, but the truth is, I gotta give you guys the facts. I gotta analyze the things, and this statement that this individual said is frankly not true. Grab your 2019, compare the images that were released at San Diego Comic-Con, and you can tell that each individual cut is different from that figure. How can it be the same mold? Like, I understand that from certain angles it appears to be the same, but it's not. If you analyze the figure deeply, you can see that the segments for the articulation are built different. Additionally, it even has more articulation in some areas, and the whole segments are totally different. So yeah, I just think this individual just wanted to get some clout. This just goes to show how anybody can create anything out there in the internet, and it's gonna cause a lot of problems for any company. Imagine if someone else did this to Haya Toys or any company. I don't think it's fair for any individuals that have work with Godzilla Evolve or have worked with certain designs to get so much hate. Yes, Monster Arts hasn't done the best with their figures, but that doesn't mean it's okay to appreciate or support people like that, you know? It would be a whole different story if it came from somebody that's very trustworthy. If it came from a source that everybody knows, that has a lot of power behind his truth, you know, then things would be totally different. And to be quite frank, I'm comparing the promo images for Godzilla Evolve and the images of certain people that, you know, got to see Godzilla Evolve at San Diego Comic-Con, and I see no difference in the articulation segments. The only difference that I do see is the differences that we already talked about in my previous video. That would be the paint job difference. That's it. I don't see them reusing the whole mold or the whole model from Godzilla 2019. If that was the case, don't you think I would have noticed and everybody else in the comments would have pointed that out? Like, hey, Godzilla Evolved from Monster Arts is literally using the 2019 version. A lot of people would have noticed right away. I think it would have been news. It would have been everywhere from top reliable sources, including myself. I would have been covering that right away, and that's not true. So it just goes to show how anybody can create false news and anybody believes it. And this goes out to anybody. If you're going to cover something, make sure you double check the source. Make sure it's coming from somebody that's reliable, and also analyze it yourself. See if what they're covering is actually true or false. Because I don't think it's fair for any company in general. And it's crazy because a lot of people are going with this news. You see a lot of big pages covering this as facts. You see a lot of people in the comments going crazy. It's just mind boggling to me. And it doesn't take an expert to know that's false.